Hey, what's up guys, my name is Charlie. Today we're going to be reacting to some more nostalgia critic, and it's going to be The King and I. Oh boy, I don't think I've ever heard of this movie before. I don't know if it's a movie, a TV series, a video game, a chocolate fudge cake. I have no idea what to expect. So yeah, The King and I, never heard of it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it's all about. So, let's go. Oh boy, this better be good.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy, remember? So you don't have to. Let's talk a little history. Shut up, you gotta learn something!
No, I don't want to learn anything.
In 1862,
I'm tired of
Anna
learning.
Owens was given
My
the
brain
opportunity
hurts
to
from
teach
learning.
the many wives and children of Mongkut, the king of Siam. She accepted and later wrote a series of memoirs about her experience called The English Governess at the Siamese Court. The memoirs were controversial, to say the least. Many saying she exaggerated or downright fabricated her influence on the king, and that she reduced a man who was a Buddhist monk for 27 years into a cruel, extreme, even violent monarch. Years later, Margaret Landon wrote a fictionalized, or even more fictionalized version called Anna and the King of Siam, again reinforcing Anna as the revolutionary and Mongkut as the harsh, eccentric ruler. Thailand finally said, "Hey!
We've had it up to here with your bullshit! We're going to write our own version for English readers, which will later become Mongkut, the King of Siam. And our writings will be placed in the Library of Congress for all you readers to see the truth. Maybe then, America will know the true history
Of Christmas.
our beloved king." God damn it!
Oh, Jesus.
Rodgers and Hammerstein's The King and I came out, glorifying Landon's book and making her story more
looks pretty
popular
sort
than
of
it's
good.
ever
Looks-
been.
looks like
So
a
the
musical, Mary
controversy
Poppins
about telling
style.
only one side of the story continued from here on. But then another adaptation came out, this time in animated form, under the same name, The King and I.
Getting to know
Oh, boy.
you, getting to know all
The King and I.
about you.
Animated by Warner Brothers and released in 1999, this movie surely would offer a new outlook on history and myth. Not unlike something like The Prince of Egypt did.
I was thinking
Taking
that.
a relatively famous tale, but
getting the Prince
updating
of
it with modern
Egypt
dramatic
style
storytelling while still coming from a different but respectful point of view. Perhaps Thailand's dignified look on their beloved king will finally come to light.
Oh, God.
So, tell me, how does this look back on history begin?
Okay.
What is it, Mother? A dragon.
A fucking dragon? What the fuck?
This is The King and I.
Dragons aren't
Did
real,
I
they're
see that
fucking
right?
mythical
did I
creatures.
really see that right? A dragon? We're starting off The King and I with a fucking dragon?
Yeah, of course.
What
It's-
band of bum idiots produced this cinematic idiocy?
It's a-
Oh, gee, now it makes
Cartoon.
sense. Rankin Bass. The same animation
Yeah, I
team
kinda
made
like
the
that
stop
animation.
motion specials that put more emphasis on the stop than the motion.
I remember
and produced
watching
a
those.
whole slew of what I like to call awkwardmation. The cartoons that were never good, but you were just so fascinated
I was
by how
curious. Yeah, I was
strangely
curious.
they
I liked
moved
those,
that You had
actually.
no choice but to keep watching. This film doesn't even have that distinction. It has good animation. To an extent. It's good Warner Brothers animation trying to be good Disney animation, resulting in bad Warner Brothers animation. But honestly, I'm probably getting ahead of myself. Let's look at how this film begins.
Okay.
The governess is being transported to Thailand during a nasty storm.
What the?
Clearly, she's already doing a bang-up duty of her job as her son is climbing the edge of the boat for his
Of
pet
course.
monkey.
Mother
I'm sure
of the
she'll
year.
do great looking after those kids.
I should have known it was your fault.
Louis, are you all right?
Mia, Mia on the wall. Who's the loosest adaptation of all?
I'll use this English school
Oh,
teacher.
damn,
to
that
help
voice.
me
I've heard that
dethrone
before.
the
That's-
king.
Actually, this is the
Pretty
Prime
badass
Minister,
voice.
Kralahorn. In the original film, he's a stone-faced traditionalist who believes in the old ways, trying to help the king run a good government but still keep true to his traditions. This one comes pretty close. Here he's an evil wizard who wants to dethrone the king by using his magic powers to take over all of Siam.
Oh, Jesus,
when
of
the
course.
Japanese didn't fire at hospitals. Why? What? Upon hearing that the school teacher is arriving, he comes up with a plan so evil that it makes rats jump out of his shadow.
Oh.
You heard right. Rats jump out of his shadow.
I'll cleverly convince her that our king is a barbarian.
Pretty badass.
Isn't that like one of the missing Grinch lyrics?
You're a mean one. Crawl home. You have rats in your shadow. You dance as horribly as a drunk Ricky Ricardo. Crawl home.
Dances better than Shepard from Mass Effect, that's for
Thank God
damn
the person
sure.
this is based on is dead, and he
Anyone
has no
dances better
escape
than
to
Shepard
sue
from
you,
Mass
because
Effect.
if they could,
We all
they
know Shepard can't
probably
dance.
would.
No, I don't get it. You're right, but you go explain to me now, huh?
He also has a sidekick played by Daryl Hammond named Master Little. Why does he have a sidekick in this version? Because everybody has a funny little sidekick in this movie. In fact, we can probably just go ahead and start the funny little sidekick count. The monkey, most racist interpretation since Breakfast at Tiffany's. The dragon, okay, we won't count him. But yeah, I'd say let's address the white elephant in the room, but we don't need to. It's one of the funny little sidekicks coming
Oh,
up.
come on.
What is it? And speaking of awkwardness that needs to be addressed, Prowler does indeed send a dragon to attack them, which doesn't make sense seeing how a second ago he said he wanted her for his plans. So why is he trying to scare her away? But thankfully, Anna has a foolproof way to fight him off. Whistling! Now,
What?
in the original, she tells
Whistling?
her son that she whistles because she's afraid to meet the king, and sometimes her nerves get to her.
That's okay,
Here,
that's a
it's
musical.
a friggin' dragon!
Yeah,
Kill
that's
it
a
with
dragon.
fires, beers, rocks, but not a musical number!
Yeah, come
You should
on.
be singing about the wonders of a semi-automatic!
Angela, happy too.
God bless America.
Every single time.
Oh, and
Freedom
twirling.
of weapons.
Yes, twirling will confuse the savage beast. Where dinosaurs always base their sight on movement, dragons apparently base their sight on not movement. So I guess they eat a lot of rocks.
I guess
But
it's
you
the
want
blue
to know
dress.
the
Maybe it's like the
really
bull where
bizarre
you
thing about all of
sort of do
this,
the
and
weird
trust me,
colour.
it's not an easy sentence to say considering what
Olay
we
sort
put
of
on
thing.
screen.
Blinds
No.
them.
The really bizarre thing about all of this is, it works! Yeah, the monster disappears. Oh, I guess whistling and twirling are now permanent additions to the naval defense.
Yeah.
Oh my
the
God,
fuck?
monster! You know what to do!
Yeah, that's realistic. You'll be pretty much
So they
fucked.
make it to Epcot Thailand.
dragons
where
are not
Anna
real,
is
so-
finally introduced to the king, his high-fiving panther, his penis's resume, their cuddly sidekicks, and of course, his possible multiple wives?
Oh,
yeah, in the
Jesus.
original, there's no mistake. They're definitely his wives, but here, they never clarify whether these are wives or servants. I guess either way it doesn't matter, as we can just assume he's putting his dick in them, but still,
Yeah.
a little clarity would be nice. While one of the newer servants is shown around
Kings
the
were
palace,
allowed
she
to do
comes
anything
across
they
her own
wanted.
cuddly playmate.
You're
I
pretty
shall
much
call
fucked.
you Tusker.
And the king's eldest son, Liu Kang.
Tusker?
Who are you?
An object. Like rug given to king.
Oh good, I'm glad you know that. You see, usually I have to talk to girls and treat them like individuals, but you seem to be ahead of the game. But Ty Jafar, it turns out, seems to have a new sinister plan.
If the boy gets hurt, the king will be blamed.
We going to mess him up.
So,
What the
first
fuck?
it was make the king look like a barbarian to Anna, then it was scare Anna away with a dragon, now it's try to kill Anna's son? You're like
Jesus.
a one-man political debate. You can't stay agreed on anything.
You lack focus. Crawl home. You need some Adderall.
Need some fucking alcohol.
You'd have to be brave to face one of those.
Darn it all.
All right, you villain. Take this right now.
So while most of the audience refills
Sort
their
of
popcorn because
slapstick
clearly they
comedy
know the
and
next 2 minutes is
cartoon
nothing
style.
but this, Shang Tsung decides to write a letter to the British fleet to make it look like the king is treating Anna horribly.
Oh, Sir Edward, there's a letter for you.
Really? Follow that letter.
Follow that letter.
12 trees died to give you that scene, folks.
Yeah.
Where to? Siam.
Fucking 12 of my brain
Dethrone
cells
a
just died. Fuck the
barbaric
trees.
king. We got a random letter. Let's destroy a nation!
But of course, Anna is fine, but apparently having trouble teaching her pupils.
Siam is not so small.
Oh, but look. England's even smaller.
But Royal Palace is center of whole universe.
I guess size matters.
You know, the irony is that this misunderstanding of history
That was
from
awkward.
delusional people at the top,
Let's never do
they're
that again.
always
I'm
right,
sorry.
can just as easily be
was
translated
terrible.
into American film animation. I mean, really think about it.
So let us begin with the history of Thailand culture.
Thailand culture come from Big Dragon. Big Dragon decide who live and who die. And those left created Thailand.
Alright, why don't we come back to Thailand history? Let's instead look at American history.
American history. John Smith saved by full-grown Indian princess. They have romance and talk to a singing tree.
Alright, we'll come back to that too. What do you know about Russian history?
Rasputin
Yes?
was an evil wizard with a talking bat who cast spells on another pretty princess. Pretty princesses make up most of world history.
You know, let's take a break and I'll read to you from some English literature, like The Little Mermaid, who sacrifices her life and...
She lives in the end.
Okay.
It's a very ancient saying, but a true and honest thought.
So this leads to the musical's
is
most
there a
famous
point to this
song,
fucking
and
cartoon?
coincidentally, the most annoying.
Getting to know you, putting it my way, but nicely. You are precisely my
Is it just a musical cartoon?
Thank God once again the focus isn't on the interaction of the characters or their relationships, but rather an excuse to have the comic relief distract us with their rushed dumbass humor.
Getting to know you, putting it my way, but nicely.
This serves especially humorous here as the song is entitled Getting to Know You, and yet by paying more attention to the dragons, animals, and comedic antics, I don't know anything about these people! It's like everything that should be in the foreground is in the background, and everything that should be in the background is in the foreground. I mean, it's like people focusing more on the color of the wall than the person actually in front of it.
We'll bring back the voice. Yeah, a lot of people complain about my wall. It's too white in here.
Okay, well,
Died and gone to heaven.
Let's go to commercial while I try to fix this. Oh, no. Clearly, this is really important. Like, the show can't go on with this abomination behind it.
Yeah, I know.
Here I thought the most important thing about the Nostalgia Critic was the Nostalgia Critic. But no, it's the color of the fucking wall.
Yeah, it's the color of the
glue
fucking
that held
background.
everything together.
That
So,
solves everything.
I'll be right back. We're gonna go to commercial. No, it's too
I know what
We're
you're
gonna go
saying.
to commercial while I try to fix this atrocity back here. Oh God, what was I thinking?
I should
Why?
just have like a fucking wall of My Little Pony, honestly. Or maybe I can have like Bob Ross. Oh boy.
From The King and I, the musical your parents tried to show you after forcing you to watch Sound of Music, comes the 57th anniversary recording of the classic Rodgers and Hammerstein's music, featuring Hollywood's latest, groundbreaking musical discovery, Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
Getting to know all about you.
Oh, fucking hell.
Getting to like you. Getting to hope you like me.
Behold, the musical sensation from Les Miserables, and whatever the hell band he's in, delighting the world with his angelic instrument.
Whenever I'm afraid, I hold my head erect, whistle a happy tune, so no one will suspect I'm afraid. I can't whistle.
Cut recording.
Jesus.
Russell, what seems to be the problem?
I can't whistle, Paul.
Oh, that's okay. We'll just dub over it in post.
Nobody dubs over me, Paul. We'll just rewrite the music so I can sing it easier.
I think that might be a little disrespectful to the original material.
Nonsense. Perhaps you didn't hear my incredible performance in Les Miserables.
I did. That's why I was a little concerned.
All the critics praised me. They said they never heard anything like it. If Anne Hathaway didn't get the Academy Award, I maybe would have had Best Supporting Actress. Now rewrite the music before I punch you, violently.
Will do.
Also featuring world-renowned artists from the 90s, Shakira.
Shall we dance on a bright cloud of music? Shall we dance?
Cut recording. Russell, you're doing a great job.
But do you think you could try it this time with a little more emotion?
Right, here's what I was thinking.
Fuck am I watching?
Maybe I could squint my eyes and frown. How about that?
Or maybe you could try something else.
Did we just skip to another video? What the fuck is this shit?
Order now, and you can get other Hollywood sensation Gerard Butler singing your child to sleep with nursery rhymes.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. I was the Phantom!
The King and I, sung by Russell Crowe, because, by God, somebody has to humor him.
And I'm Javert!
Well, that was terrible.
I think I figured out a way to get it back. And boom, there you go.
Oh, yeah, I got a green screen so I can change it as well.
Capture the glory days. It's kind of pathetic.
Doesn't he want to step it up a bit? Try something new?
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, yeah.
Boom.
Oh,
It's
what
too
is so
futuristic.
loud?
Hide behind all his high-tech effects so he can disguise the fact he doesn't try anymore. Oh, now he's trying.
That's kind of
Could he
nice,
be any
but a
more
little bit
obvious?
too. No.
I'm allergic to popcorn.
He's so
Allergic
insensitive,
to
never thinking of us.
popcorn. It's good.
You know what I miss?
That's kind of good.
Days when he had the white wall.
Yeah, things were good back then.
That'd be so retro if you went back to the white wall.
Oh. Yeah, the same as
So, in keeping with the theme of put as little attention on our main characters as possible, the king sings about the changes of the world and where he belongs in it. But also while giant killer statues come to destroy him. Oh, thank God. I almost thought the song served a purpose.
When my father was a king, he was a king who knew exactly what
Oh,
he
more singing.
But it's okay, because the comedic panther
Whoa,
discovers
what's
quickly
with
what can
the
stop
animation?
a roar. A roar. Why is it this wizard's powers seem to be defeated by the lamest things? Now I will send in the powerful
Maybe it
Godzilla.
breaks the sound barrier? Who
Somebody
knows?
sneezed softly. Well, next I will send in the merciless Rodan. Oh no, somebody ate a Mentos. Well, this time I'm sending in the horrifying aliens. Oh no, they're undone by the tiniest creatures that God in his wisdom put on this earth are diseases. Oh, I'm a bad wizard.
You're an idiot.
Maybe his magic is tied to the what is it called? Panther? A tiger, what the hell it was.
So the king gets a letter saying the British are coming to kick him out because they think he's a barbarian.
They call me barbarian.
Who?
Certain parties who wish to steal my country. Do you believe it?
But it's a lie.
A false lie.
Doesn't that technically make it truth? So the British arrive, and everything seems to be going well. Until he discovers that his son has given
Of
away his
course, the
secret
British
piece
are
of
there
jewelry
to eat
one of his
crumpets
servants.
and drink tea.
You gave away?
Father, may we discuss this privately?
Who?
What?
What?
Who?
That duck impersonation is really gonna need some work.
Who?
More like more like an owl.
Dishonor! Servant girl and prince! Forbidden! Do as custom demand. Whipped till death.
I cannot believe you do this.
Down, down, down!
Father, no!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This might be really inappropriate, but seeing how this is a Rankin Bass production, during this scene, could we play this?
Where there's a whip, there's a way. Where there's a whip, there's a way. We don't want to go to war today.
Oh, if you know the story, you know he can't bring himself to do it. But he does order her to be sent back to Burma.
Why'd you say Burma? I panic.
But the prince and her escape and try to run away.
Go to the ancient place of the elephants. Bring back their bodies after the accident. There's going to be an accident?
Yes.
You know, Guy, you keep coming up with these complicated ways to seize power. Have you ever thought about just going up to a really powerful nation and being like, dragons! I can make dragons! Give me all your shit!
Well, how about just
So the
create
servant
fucking
falls into
gold
the
bars
Pensacola
and just
River,
bribe
but
other
luckily the
countries?
king has his air balloons
If you got
to try and
magic
save
and you
the
summon
day.
dragons, fucking summon gold. And you could bribe everyone.
I must save her so I can give her proper whipping.
Cruella Holmes sets the balloon on fire while the king is still inside.
Magic clothes again. They do change quite a lot, don't they?
I'm super! Thanks for asking. All things considered, I couldn't be better, I must say.
Sir Edward, I can explain this.
Dragon!
Yep.
So the family goes to look over the damage.
Well, why are you upset? I mean, it's... Yeah. Magical tears brings it back to life, let me guess.
Well,
the
the
fucking...
Panther has given his prognosis. He's definitely dead, folks.
The magical power for tears
I
raises
will
him from
say
the grave.
when it's time to cry.
So he apparently lives in this version, and Anna even seems to stay behind. You could make the argument that this is totally spitting in the face of history, but the other versions seem to do that already.
Yeah, I don't know
This
the
is more
history,
a
but I have a
throwing
feeling this is a slap in the
painful,
fucking face.
insulting, and not nearly short enough. And I think those are the perfect words to describe this movie overall. Whether you like the original musical or not, I think everyone can agree this is beyond a serious downgrade.
Well,
The
it's
child-friendly
just silly.
additions are so painful and so out
Yeah.
of place that I keep expecting to see the Saturday TV Funhouse logo pop up from SNL. I've learned more about Thailand by eating at a Thai restaurant. It cares nothing for its main characters and instead wants to focus on its comedic side characters,
Yeah,
which
it's
even then aren't
it's got
really
to
that
sell.
developed either.
It's for kids.
And
It's
when
got
you
to
get down
sell.
to it, it
So
doesn't even make any sense. Why make a kid-friendly version of something like this anyway? Did they really think there was going to be a big enough crowd for it?
no, not
All
really.
I can say is you won't see
Well,
me trying
Mulan
to
was
cash in
good,
on
so-
some dime musical fad. I'm the
But this
nostalgia
isn't no
critic, I
fucking
remember, so
Mulan,
you don't
so-
have to.
Oh, not the fucking Harlem Shake. Well, I've just come back to YouTube. Like, fucking hell. We just went
Never
to,
funny to begin with! Stop it!
just went to back to 2011 or whatever the hell that went. The hell was the Harlem Shake era? I can't remember on YouTube, but I remember everyone was doing the Harlem Shake. God, it's been so long. Yeah, not a good cartoon. History cartoons are not really good.
No! He's right! Oh, that was good though. Okay.
Hoo hoo hoo. What you should have done is, are you not entertained? That's what you should have done. But yeah, that was The King and I. That was the cartoon. I didn't enjoy that. No, God, no, that was painful. I'm taking a leap of faith here that the history of The King and I has been butchered to death. Yeah, there were no dragons in the historical facts. Yeah, I'm unfamiliar with the history of The King and I and all that stuff, so I'm sure there's a lot of false stuff and the victors write history and stuff like that, inaccuracies. I'm not quite sure. I don't know the history. I don't like learning history. History hurts my brain. Learning hurts. So I try to skip learning because learning is painful. Hurts my brain. Yeah, that was The King and I. I'm trying to think of something nice to say about it, but I really can't. I can say the sort of animation was alright. I mean, that's a good thing. It wasn't like really choppy slow or anything like that. I mean, it was a sort of respectable sort of style. So the animation was alright, but but the dragon, meh, I don't know. It's just the animation, okay? The animation was alright. The music, okay, the music was alright as well. But so those two combined, those are like half a point. I give it like a point for that. The music half a point, and the animation half a point, so it gets a full point for that. As for the story, the history, the inaccuracies, yeah, you're not getting a point for that. But honestly, I've seen worse. That I've seen really bad knockoffs and Disney knockoffs and Warner Brothers knockoffs and everything just terrible. So this was acceptable. I know, not acceptably good, but I mean, we've seen worse. We've been through all the Nostalgia Critic episodes, like seasons, and we've seen far worse. So I'm just gonna take this as a fucking blessing and say, this is okay for now. Because if this is just, not that bad, I'm happy with it. It could have been much worse. It could have been like the fucking cartoon Titanic. And we all know how painful that fucking was. Yeah. Thank God this wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Whew. Yeah, if you like this video, make sure to give a like, comment down below, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.